What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. I hope each and every one of you are all having a fantastic day today. And today we have yet another model review for y'all. Today we're going to be taking a look at the GeminiJets 1:400 scale Latam Airlines Boeing 767-300ER in their current livery. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for this. We'll go ahead and put this off to the side here and get started with the box and why I got this model, and then we'll really get into the full details of it. So really excited to have this model. So the reason that I chose to get this really came down to two factors. Number one is that I got this at the DFW Airline Collectible Show for I believe $25, which is just a great price, 20 or 25, whatever it was. So that was a great reason, but I have another complimentary reason. So I've went plane spotting at Miami twice now. And during those plane spotting sessions, if you've ever been to Miami, you know that it's filled with Latam and other South American carriers. And I really am fascinated by these carriers because there's really nowhere else in the North America really to see this abundance of them. And it's just so cool to see Latam 767, Latam 777, Latam 787-9, all these Latams just landing out of nowhere. You know, you'll see an occasional one at like LAX and whatnot, but it's not as constant as what Miami is. And then you get the Latam cargos as well. So between the normal Latams and the Latam cargos, I've seen several of these Latam 767s, and I thought it was only fitting when I saw this for $25 to add a Latam aircraft into my collection. I was very close, and I mean really close, to getting the Latam 787-9 on Black Friday. Came down to that and the Etihad A350. But as they all say, everything happens for a reason, and that's certainly why I somehow chose to get the Etihad, because of the cooler livery and adding more diversity there. And then obviously this opportunity presented itself with perfect timing, and this is even better because I don't have as many 767s in my fleet, more so active 767s. So this is going to be a huge asset of great planes, and I'm really excited to get to utilize this. So what a special aircraft. Don't get me wrong, 789 is great, and I ended up getting it on 1:200 scale because of the great deal that I was able to get on that. But getting a 1:400 offering here is awesome, and I'm super excited to have it. So let me know what you all think about these model explanations at the beginning of these reviews, or if you'd rather me put them at the end. I just thought, you know, why are you getting a Latam 767? And I thought it would kind of be worth explaining what's going on there. So apologies if that was a little long, or if you want that at the end, just let me know in the comments next time. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. GeminiJets made for collectors by collectors. The CGI, the aircraft, Boeing 767-ER, and here's the Latam logo. You do see the slash right there in the pamphlet, but you know, that's what happens with used models. Not a huge deal. So yeah, standard GeminiJets box. I believe this came out sometime in like June 2020, maybe. I remember it was a pandemic model. I don't know exactly what released, but I think it may have been June 2020 with the Honoring Those Who Serve and maybe some of those other American aircraft as well that came out around that time. So obviously getting Latam was an afterthought since I've never seen them before at that point. But nevertheless, of course, I do remember that it was around that time when this aircraft was released. And luckily now I do have the opportunity to have it now in my collection. So again, it's a really great model. Super glad to have it. Gemini does a really good job on their 767s, and this is no exception to that. Now, obviously, they don't do as many 767s as what they have previously, but there's no doubt when they do execute utilizing this mold, it turns out wonderful. So, again, I'm stoked to have it. It's a cool plane. So, let's go ahead and take a look, and I'll dive into a few more stories there at the end just to describe how cool it is with that Miami operation and why this model was a justifiable purchase. So, let's just go ahead, turn the camera here and get the model lined up and just go ahead and get started with the aircraft. Okay, so we have the cockpit windows along with the nose cone. Obviously, nose cones are one of the downfalls of some model aircraft molds. Luckily, I can report that this is a upfall, and that's really not really a great way to phrase that, but certainly not a disadvantage here. This is a beautiful shape, so really good job here by Gemini for getting that spot on. Again, cockpit windows, you got your pitot tubes and other various markings up here. Nose landing gear door, very proportionate. They look really great. So, of course, we absolutely love to see that. Here's the L1 door, and you do have some sort of logo here. It looks like it says Latam, but I really can't see it very well. So, I'm not exactly sure, but it looks like Latam. L1 door, obviously a little bit more consolidated on the 7.6. I know we're kind of going off topic, but I always try to relate this and apply it for all of you that unfortunately don't get as many experiences on these aircraft. But when I did get to fly a 767, that being a Delta example, from Honolulu to Los Angeles, I can report that these doors are certainly more like a mainline aircraft, or even smaller than that. They're really cool doors, so certainly cool to get to note that. And here we have the Latam logo. I'm not exactly sure what they're going for with this logo, but obviously you got some red in the back there, followed by some blue in the front. Kind of looks like a little bit of an F, but I don't know exactly what they're going for with that, so it's certainly cool to get to note it here no matter what. Here's the Latam billboard titles. They look nice, along with all these various markings around here, so good job for GeminiJets getting that spot on there. Now, Latam should have some first class up here, so that's what you'll find. And I don't think they have any business or equivalent on their 76s. Could be wrong there, but anyway, still looks great. Here's where your premium economy is going to start, and then of course you got all the economy in the back. Now, one of the unique parts about the GeminiJets 767 mold is they're still using this mold despite it being a one-piece mold. So obviously you see this really big crease here, which one could argue this is the biggest downfall of the mold, is obviously a very obvious crease here. I don't have a huge problem with it personally, especially when you're looking at it from different angles. You know, it's not quite as noticeable, especially like right there, for example, but you can obviously see that it's shredded in there as a one piece, so it's not a huge deal, but definitely worth noting. You do have the antenna right here and a beacon as well, if I missed that. And then the engines look really great. Again, I'm not exactly sure. That was the last review, sorry. I'm not exactly sure which engines these are, but they still look really great. They might be some sort of Rolls-Royce or equivalent. I don't think so, though. They look more like GEs, maybe. But anyway, they still look nice, and the fan blade detail's good. It seems like that might be the logo for it, but anyway. Exhaust looks great. The main landing gear also solid right there. You can see the piece there. It's pretty solid. Here's the wing. It looks quite nice. You got the emergency exit doors and the pad for that as well, which are nicely detailed. Here's the winglet. You can see the navy blue right there, and then obviously you got the red in the back too, so that's awesome to see. And then you get the rest of these windows. There's quite a few of them here. I believe these hold, like, you get a number here, but I'm thinking we're going to be closer to 260, 275 maybe. This particular example is 210. It is a mixed class. I thought it was going to be a little bit higher than that, but this is a 300 and is a little bit smaller, so went a little above and beyond there. Anyway, you can see the Boeing 767-300ER titles there, and then of course you have the antenna, and then a stubby one there in the back, followed by the L two-door in your registration. Charlie, 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 Whiskey, Victor, and the tail. Really cool color combination here on the tail. You can see, obviously, you got some red in the back, and then you got predominantly blue here in the front. And I've been seeing this color in the background is like a greenish. Let me know what you think it is, but it seems like a really light olive green type color. It's been a fascinating one to observe, so I definitely thought it was worth noting there, but let me know what you think it looks like. So certainly it's still looking really good right there. APU, horizontal stabilizers, all the details one would want to see, you can find it there. Okay, there's the first cargo door right here on the right side, and then if we scoot it up, you can see the one back here too, so that looks really great. Also worth noting that the one in the front is significantly larger, so that's cool to see relative to the one in the back. Sorry that I missed this on the other side, but the leading edge of the wing does have a beautiful light implanted there too, so that's certainly great to see. Top of the aircraft is really solid. You have all the details that you would expect on the 76. Definitely note these hazard blocks right here, they look great. Along with the registration right here, that also looks really solid, so we'd love to see that right there. In the bottom of the aircraft is really cool. You have the Latam logo down there, the stand hole, you got the main landing gear and other pieces. You also have this green color, which looks quite nice, and all the details one would want to see, a small GeminiJets logo, and so on. So overall, this is a great model. Again, I'm super glad to have it, considering that I've seen it at Miami a handful of times now, which is great. They have several of the cargo examples like I was talking about, but these passenger ones definitely come in at least a couple times a day usually, so that's really awesome. I would certainly recommend this. Sorry about that, everybody. That's what happens when your phone went out of storage, and I am so ready to get it cleared, but that's what happens when you're busy and on the road all the time. But anyway, this is an awesome model. So glad to have it, and looking super forward to getting in great planes, and just having Latam here in the collection is a beautiful aircraft. So with all that being said, everybody, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. My name's Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. It's a process. Do you love and love you do. My name's Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.